I'm with the OHPG group. I'd like to introduce Al Steinberg and the site of the Blue Church Cemetery. He's going to show us some information, some stuff about the cemetery and some dowsing. I'll turn it over to Al.
Hello. Well, a bit about the dowsing. There's no scientific explanation for it, at least the one that can be found. It varies from person to person in their ability to do this. Now, I look after the Blue Church here, and I do the dowsing for the burials here, just in case we do find something here, which is not uncommon because it's so old and there's many lost graves here. And I'm standing in an unmarked area here now with approximately 35 people buried here, and we have no idea who they are or when they were buried. We suspect probably 1840s, but we're not definite. Now, as far as the dowsing goes, yeah, it's an ability that everybody has, and some have it more than others, but everybody has it. And I use three techniques. I use an L rod, 2 L rods. I use a Y rod, and I use a pendulum, but not that much. I use that for other specific purposes. Now, the common belief is that the rods do the finding, and it's my contention that it's not the rods, it's you. It's your reaction, and they only indicate what the strength of that reaction is. Some people, well, with a great ability, have been known to fall down in a stupor doing these things, but I've yet to see that at this point. Now, if I hand the rods, say to Roger, okay, they're probably going to work. My Y rod, I've yet to find anybody else other than myself that can do that. Let's see, with my rod, with the Y rod. Your pendulum, well, I think anybody can probably do that with a bit of practice. And see, the big thing is too, you have to know what you're looking for. Because if you don't know what you're looking for, the rods aren't going to find it for you. It's as simple as that. You can get any kind of reaction, doesn't mean anything. But you have to have it in your mind. You don't have to speak it out loud, but you have to have it in your mind. And when you're thinking, you have to think as though you're talking to a child. And it's specific. You can't be vague on it. You have to be specific, and then that's what it will find. Now, besides the burials in here, I do use these in some of my geology efforts too, to find mineral lodes, and they do work. Again, it depends on the person. There's no hocus pocus about it. It's a natural ability, and the more that you use it, the better it gets. So we're going to give a demonstration here. It's in the unmarked area here.
I'm going to pan over just to show them.
Okay, there's about 35 people here. I do have maps of this, and I found this spot probably 3 years ago. And in the middle, we have a marker stone, and that was buried there. And it's been cut, but there's no inscription on it.
And that's the marker stone that's being referred to?
Now we figured that the people are buried here because of an epidemic, and they were put in the ground as fast as possible. It could be smallpox, could be flu, we don't know. But whoever's here, at one point somebody knew, because there's no other burials around here. All the burials here are around the circle.
And I'll just show them too as well.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where the burials are, and I can do gender, whether it's male, female, whether it's a child, and I can do the depth, but that takes a little bit. But I can show you these other things. Now, for me, my rods are going to go like this as soon as I hit something. And when I go past it, it's going to swing open. okay? When I do the gender, I stand over the grave, I use one rod. When it swings to the head, it's going to be a female. If it swings down to the feet, okay, it's a male. Okay, so I'm going to do that now.
Okay.
Now the head will be facing to the west. Now I'm at the edge of the gravesite here now. As soon as I hit, now I'm thinking what I'm after. Okay, there's a gravesite. Okay, it's about 4 feet wide. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come the other way. Okay? I'm coming the other way because I want to find where the feet are. And okay, that's the end of the grave. Okay? Now I'm going to stand in the middle and I'm going to do gender. So if it's female, it's going to go that way. If it's male, it's going to go that way. Now you have to think, well, what is it? Be specific. That's female. Okay? I'm going to do the age. Okay? You have to ask it. Is the person between 20 and 30 years old? Clear. Sometimes you have to tell it to clear itself. Is a person between 25 and 30 years old? No. Go clear. Is a person between 20 and 25 years old? Yes. Now he's going to be really narrowed down. Is a person 21 years old? No. Go clear. Is a person 22 years old? It's thinking. Yes. It's about a 22-year-old female here. Okay. You can get even more specific. Did the person die of smallpox? No. Did the person die of flu? Person die in childbirth? Yes.
So we have a 22-year-old female
Died in childbirth.
dying at childbirth.
Now the trick comes in, what if there's a baby buried with her? This really gets kind of tricky. You may get 2 readings. What will happen basically is when you're walking along, see the length, you're going to get a reaction right off. Okay, then you may get something like this, and then she'll open up. Chances are you might have a child there, and this is rare where you really have to be aware of it. The other thing that will throw, especially a novice off, is if there's just any kind of roots in the ground, because you're going to get a reaction. But you've got to know the difference between a root and a burial. And a root, you're probably going to get a bang, bang. Probably going to, and that's probably what it's going to be. Might be a stream too, but if it's a stream, you can do the length of it, and if it keeps right on going, it's probably a stream. If it stops, it's probably a root. You know, but it's going to be usually fairly short. It's going to go bang like this because you're going to go over the root. Okay. The other thing is, if I want to locate something, okay, often I'm going to use one. Now, the first year I was here, John, he's sort of my boss, he wanted me to find a stone, and he gave me the name of Mary, and it was over in our middle section. So, sure enough, I said, find me Mary in the middle section. So it's taken me around the stones. And I walked up at the back of the stone, and that's where it stopped. I went around the front and said, Mary. But John says, well, that's not the Mary I want. I said, well, that's the Mary that you gave me.